Well, everybody, I'm Cantonese Cat. Everybody, Cantonese Cat here. I want to talk about Robinhood. Before I do, I want to put it into context here. I am extremely bullish on the financial space, especially with fintech. Part of the reason is because even though everybody's been freaking about the 10-year, and it's been gone up a lot during this month after the Fed has cut rates, right? How paradoxical, the Fed cuts rate in 10-year just skyrocketed. Where is this skyrocketing into a flattening 20-month moving average? I think this is entirely possible, where this is just going to be a little bit of a wick, or next month's going to end up plummeting back down because you're backtesting a flattening 20-month moving average, and this is never really good for the assets that is doing that, right? This is a bearish backtest, kind of like it was over here before it plummeted down. And the bearish backtest here could certainly end up wicking above of that, but it doesn't necessarily end up holding, right? The other level that it could potentially be finding some support and resistance is basically this. If you look at the monthly Ichimoku Cloud analysis, you can see the 10-year has basically hit the Kijun support over here, and it simply just got way outside the Kijun here, found support, had a tweezer look to it, and it bounced. And where did it bounce to? To a negative sloping Tenkan. This is a bearish look. Like, whenever you see something like this, it really does tell me that I think the underlying asset or underlying, whatever it is, probably going to end up going down from here. I am very, very skeptical of the 10-year yield going up higher. And because of this month, a lot of people are really worried about, like, hey, is the market like pricing in inflations or anything like that? No. Like, the 2-year is basically doing the same thing. And the 2-year simply bounced a lot because it was just way outside the lower Bollinger Band. It had to bounce. These are all technical bounces, and it's not even bouncing to backtest this, low over here. It's just already filtering. So I think I see that the yields are getting extremely weak. I think it's probably going to go down a lot further. I think that if you give it enough time, yields probably going to go down to like the 10-year is going to go down to maybe like the 3.1, 3.3 range, maybe even 3.5, somewhere around there. That's what I'm seeing, and if I see that, I feel very, very strongly about global liquidity increasing. I feel very strongly about money probably going to end up staying in the stock market, and then even potentially push up cryptocurrency market even higher. The others chart here is also looking more and more bullish because you have a couple of things that are happening. One is the others chart basically is cryptocurrency total market cap excluding the top 10 coins. So you're talking about no Bitcoin, no Ethereum, none of that stable coin stuff that are high market cap. You're talking about the real true sentiment market for the for all altcoins, right? So, and it's looking extremely bullish because it simply just had a back test of this bear market trend line. It bounced very, very nicely. You have a big giant cup over here, and you have a handle over here. I think the handle is ending from this backtest, right? On top of all that, it also has found support from a negative sloping 20-month moving average to a positive sloping 20-month moving average, bounced off it perfectly, and right now it looks like the bull trend wants to continue to resume, right? I'm very bullish in terms of what I think the altcoin market potentially could bring to us. If you do a Fibonacci sequence here, I really do think that there's a potential for altcoin season to hit potentially 1.618 or even 2.618 here, which means that the cryptocurrency total market cap, excluding top 10, could potentially hit over $1 trillion, which is absolutely insane for a lot of coins that could potentially make some pretty explosive moves, right? So Robinhood is going to benefit from that. What else is it going to benefit from? Well, really, like, the big thing about Robinhood during the last bull market was Dogecoin, right? Dogecoin looks like it wants to break about the 0.136. And Dogecoin also looks like it's just found support here with a rising 20-month moving average, and it looks like it's wanting to push up a lot higher, right? This is how bull market starts for Dogecoin. It basically comes back tests the 20-month moving average, and then it goes up a lot higher. Do I think it's going to make a parabolic move like it did last time in the same intensity? No. But I do think it's going to make a parabolic move. Could it hit like maybe 1.618, 2.618, which is going to be a way diminished return compared to the last cycle? I think it's entirely possible, right? And if that does well, like, I just cannot be bearish on Robinhood. Robinhood is going to benefit from that tremendously, right? So the way I see it is that Robinhood by itself, if you also just look at technical by itself, it also looks extremely well positioned because the Bollinger Band expansion is happening on the monthly here. You have the low Bollinger Band is going down. It basically tells you that a much more parabolic move could end up coming. It could end up hitting a lot higher numbers and potentially even a lot higher than some people would imagine over the next couple of years, right? May it be that if it benefits more from like altcoin season, then altcoin season, let's say if it ends in 2025, there's potential for it to hit some pretty high targets over here. We're going to talk a little bit about what I think. Now, on a lower time frame, there are a little bit of concerns here, but even low time frame, Bollinger Band is expanding very, very nicely, right? And right now, the upper Bollinger Band is kind of what's stopping price from going a lot higher. The other thing that's stopping price from going a lot higher would be I do see a little bit of a trend exhaustion that is trying to work out. And all it takes is just a little bit of a more impulsive price action, which based on Bollinger Band expansion, I think could be happening soon. But you're right now still suffering from a little bit of a bearish divergence where price is going up, but RSI is still kind of trending down a little bit, right? So this is a bearish divergence. So there's entirely possibility where it comes back to like 23 range or 22 range. You can have potentially like a 20% move down, and that's going to be your risk level, right? Which is also where the 20-week moving average is right around there, maybe a little bit lower still to the arc right here. About 20% move downwards is going to be your risk level. But what if it broke above this RSI trend line here is going to go a lot higher? And what if you had the Bollinger Band expansion here on the weekly and monthly? And what if the very fact that it reclaimed the 45-degree angle here on my Gann chart, which was drawn based on, I think it was based on 360 and 1. What if it wants to just ride the 45-degree angle up here to this arc, potentially even break above the 45-degree and just hit the arc up here in a hurry, right? What if it continues to benefit from altcoin season and its financial becomes extremely well and everybody becomes so hyped up and 10-year yield continues to go down? What if it hits by Q3, Q4 2025 to this horizontal line up here around 74, or even up here around the 80s at this arc, right, or 90 at this arc, right, and the bull cycle there? I think there's certainly entirely a possibility for that to potentially happen, right? And I'm imagining these things because it is a bull market. In the bull market, I think you're supposed to kind of let a little bit of a irrationality go on, especially since I think we're still at the beginning part of it, and the monthly Bollinger Band is just starting to begin to expand, right? Even if it hits up here, if it's just going to hit the previous all-time high here, right? That's all it's really doing. Now, if it hits through the 0.618, I think that's going to be pretty strong resistance here. Even the 0.382, I think it's going to be pretty strong resistance here. So I do see price hitting like the 30s, probably stalling here a little bit, and then probably push up a lot higher into 2025. That's my best guess. So the way I see it is if downside is limited to 20% and upside could be like these crazy moves, I think that the risk-reward ratio for Robinhood is still really, really decent right now. And that's kind of how I'm positioned. I bought Robinhood somewhere around here. My cost average right now is around $12, and I've just been holding. I'm not selling. I'm not buying. I'm just going to let it do its thing. Because I can, right now, because of my cost average, I can accept the downside risk. And the upside risk is really very, very high. So I don't know what else to to say about Robinhood, with the exception that if I didn't have a position in Robinhood, I might consider DCAing in it because of what I'm seeing. But because I have a position, I'm just going to comfortably ride the trend. In addition to Coinbase, I think Robinhood is going to be a pretty good play when it comes to altcoin season, which I still think is coming. And also with rates dropping, which I still see it coming. It might sound crazy to you because the financial media is basically saying the exact opposite, because they look at it from the day to day. They see like yields going up like crazy, and they're thinking like all these day-to-day narratives that don't really make any sense. They talk about Stanley Druckenmiller shorting bonds. He's probably already been doing that the entire month. Like he saw things are getting overextended to the upside when it comes to bonds, and he saw an opportunity and he went for it. By the time when the financial media report about it, he's going to be like, I better close my shorts, right? Anyway, I just wanted to share with you my thoughts on Robinhood, and I wanted to share with you my thoughts on using Robinhood as a window to what I think is going to happen in the market. I'm going to keep this video to 10 minutes. I'm so proud of myself. Take care. Bye.